Hey everyone, welcome back to Old Chiller Coin. Today, get ready for something really exciting, because we are talking about one of the most mysterious and valuable coins from the 1960s, the 1966 Washington quarter dollar. Yes, that regular-looking quarter from your pocket could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of dollars if it has the right details. So stay with me till the end of this video because you will be shocked when you find out how much some of these 1966 quarters have sold for. Imagine a coin that was worth only 25 cents now being sold for up to $78,000. Sounds crazy, right? But it's true, and it all comes down to rare errors and hidden minting secrets that most people don't even notice. The 1966 quarter was made during a big change in American coin history. Before that, quarters were made of 90% silver, but in 1965, the U.S. Mint stopped using silver because it had become too expensive. From that year onward, quarters were made with a copper and nickel mix. So the 1966 Washington quarter was one of the first non-silver quarters, which makes it special in its own way. More than 821 million of these coins were made, but only a few of them have rare errors that can turn them into treasures worth thousands of dollars. These rare errors are what collectors go crazy for. One of the most famous and valuable is the double die error. This happens when the coin die hits the coin design twice, making the letters or numbers look slightly doubled. If you look closely at the word liberty, the motto "In God We Trust," or even the year 1966 and see any doubling, you might be holding a coin worth anywhere between $1,000 and $10,000, depending on its condition. Another kind of rare coin is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not placed correctly during minting, causing part of the design to be missing. The more off-center it is, the more valuable it becomes. A 1966 quarter with a big off-center strike can sell for $1,500 to $3,000 easily. Some coins even have a clipped planchet, which means a small piece of the coin is missing from the edge because of a mistake when cutting the metal blank. These clipped coins can also be worth hundreds of dollars. But the rarest and most exciting kind of 1966 quarter is called a transitional error coin. These are the holy grail of coin collecting. Because 1965 was the year the mint changed from silver to clad metal, there's a chance that a few 1966 quarters were accidentally struck using leftover silver planchets from 1964. These rare coins look slightly different and weigh more. A normal 1966 clad quarter should weigh around 5.67 grams, but if you find one that weighs about 6.25 grams, it might be made of silver. And that's where things get unbelievable, because these silver 1966 quarters can be worth $25,000, $43,000, or even up to $78,000 at major coin auctions. Imagine finding that in your change. To check if your coin might be one of these, look at the edge of the coin. Most regular quarters will show a copper color on the edge, but a silver error coin will look solid silver all the way around. That small difference could make you rich. Even if your 1966 quarter doesn't have an error, it can still be valuable if it's in perfect condition. In 1966, the mint didn't make regular proof coins, but they did make something called a special mint set, also known as SMS coins. These coins have a sharper strike, smoother surface, and beautiful shine. If you find one of these in mint condition, especially graded MS-67 or MS-68 by a professional grading company, it could sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In fact, one of the best examples, a 1966 special mint set quarter graded SP-68 Deep Cameo, sold for over $4,000. That's amazing for a simple quarter. There are even stories of collectors finding these coins by accident while searching through old boxes, jars, or inherited collections. Some lucky people have pulled a regular-looking 1966 quarter from circulation and later found out it was an error coin worth several $1,000s. Auction records show that a silver transitional error 1966 quarter once sold for more than $30,000, and a double die version brought in over $8,000. Even high-grade non-error coins can bring in big money. This shows that even after all these years, the 1966 quarter still holds mysteries and surprises. So if you have one at home, it's worth checking closely. You don't need fancy tools, just a small magnifying glass and a good eye for details. Check for doubling on the letters and numbers, check the edges for color, and weigh the coin if you can. If it looks special, don't spend it. Keep it safe or get it checked by a coin expert. You might be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Collectors and coin dealers are always on the lookout for these hidden gems because every unique coin tells a story and becomes more valuable over time. The best part is that these rare finds are still out there, waiting to be discovered. So the next time you get change from the store, take a closer look. That 1966 quarter could be something truly special. Who knows, maybe your quarter is the one worth $25,000 or more. Imagine holding a coin that could pay for a new car, a vacation, or even help you start a new collection. That's why people all over the world are checking their coins again and again, hoping to find that one special piece. So keep your eyes open, look carefully, and never underestimate the power of small change. This 1966 quarter proves that even the smallest coin can carry a big story and an even bigger value. If you enjoyed this story and learned something new, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to Old Chiller Coin for more amazing discoveries. We bring you the most valuable coins, the biggest surprises, and the most exciting stories from the world of coin collecting. So don't go anywhere, because in our next video, we're going to talk about another quarter that might be worth more than you ever imagined. Thanks for watching, and remember, always check your change. That one little 1966 Washington quarter in your pocket might just change your life forever. These little copper coins might not look like much, but a few of them hold secrets that can make them incredibly valuable. Today, we're diving into the story of the rare 1941 wheat penny, why some are worth a fortune, how they came to be, and exactly what details you need to look for to know if you have one of these hidden treasures sitting in your pocket or old coin jar. Stay with me until the end, because if you have a 1941 penny, this video might just change the way you look at every coin you own. The story begins during one of the most historic times in American history. It was 1941. The world was at war, and the United States was just months away from entering World War II. Every factory, every business, and every part of the economy was preparing for what was coming, and that included the U.S. Mint. Even something as small as the penny played a role in history. The 1941 Lincoln wheat penny was made mostly of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the same metal composition used for most pennies of that era. On the front, you see Abraham Lincoln's familiar portrait, and on the back, the two wheat ears, a design that symbolized prosperity and unity during some of the toughest times the country ever faced. But what makes the 1941 wheat penny so special isn't just the time it was made, it's the rare mistakes and minting errors that happened that year. You see, millions of pennies were struck in 1941, at 3 different U.S. Mint locations, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Most of these coins are still common and worth just a few cents or maybe $1 or $2 if they're in great condition. But a small number of them came out with incredible minting errors, and those are the coins that have made headlines for being worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars today. One of the most famous 1941 penny errors is the double die obverse variety. This means the coin was struck twice, but not perfectly aligned, creating a doubled image. You can actually see 2 sets of letters or numbers on the coin. If you look closely at words like Liberty or In God We Trust, or even at the date 1941, you might see a shadow-like doubling effect. These errors are very rare, and collectors go crazy for them. Depending on how strong the doubling is and the condition of the coin, a 1941 double die penny can sell for $1,000, $5,000, or even tens of thousands of dollars. The clearer and bolder the doubling, the higher the price it can bring at auction. Another type of rare 1941 penny is one that was struck on the wrong metal planchet. During the early 1940s, the mint experimented with different materials because copper was needed for war supplies. While official steel pennies didn't appear until 1943, there are a few 1941 pennies known to exist that were struck on foreign planchets, blanks made for coins from other countries. These rare off-metal strikes can weigh differently or look slightly odd in color, and they can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Imagine finding a penny that looks just a little different and realizing it's worth as much as a brand new car. There are also off-center strike errors and die cracks from 1941, where the design is not centered properly or where cracks in the minting die created strange lines across the coin. While these might not be worth as much as the double die or off-metal strikes, they can still bring in hundreds to several $1,000s, especially if the error is dramatic and the coin is well preserved. Condition also plays a huge role in value. A regular 1941 penny that's worn out might be worth only a few cents, but if you find one that looks shiny, with no scratches or wear, what collectors call uncirculated or mint state, the value can jump dramatically. Even without an error, a perfect 1941 penny graded high by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds or even a few $1,000s. And if it's one of the rare error types, that price can shoot up into the tens or hundreds of thousands. One perfect example, a 1941 San Francisco Mint penny in top mint condition, once sold for over $50,000 because it was one of the finest known in existence. That's one penny worth more than some people's entire car. So what should you look for? First, check the date, 1941. Then look under the date to see if there's a small letter. If there's no letter, it was made in Philadelphia. A D means it was made in Denver, and an S means San Francisco. Any of these could be valuable depending on condition, but some of the rarest errors come from the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints. Next, look closely at the words and numbers. Use a magnifying glass if you can. If you see doubled letters, a stretched outline, or something that just doesn't look right, it could be a double die error. Also, check for cracks, missing letters, or odd shapes that could show the coin was struck wrong. And finally, check the weight. A normal 1941 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams. If it's lighter or heavier, that could mean it was struck on a different metal planchet, which could make it extremely rare and valuable. What's amazing about coins like the 1941 wheat penny is that they remind us how history and value can hide in plain sight. These coins have survived wars, economic changes, and decades of circulation, yet they still hold secrets that can surprise even the most experienced collectors. Every scratch, every small detail tells a story. And because of that, the hunt for rare pennies is more exciting than ever. Even today, new era coins are still being discovered, coins that have been sitting unnoticed for over 80 years. And one of them could be in your hands right now. So the next time you're sorting through your old coins or getting change from the store, pay close attention. If you find a 1941 wheat penny, take a good look at it before you spend it. That small copper coin could be the key to an amazing discovery, one that's worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Imagine turning a 1-cent coin into enough money to pay off your bills, buy a car, or even take a dream vacation. It sounds like a fantasy, but people really have done it. The world of coin collecting is full of stories like that, regular people who spotted something rare and changed their lives with a lucky find. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about hidden treasures in your change, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Because the next time you pick up a penny, it might not just be worth 1 cent, it could be worth 100,000 times more. Keep looking, keep collecting, and never underestimate the power of a little coin. The rare 1941 wheat penny proves that history, mystery, and fortune can fit in the palm of your hand. Imagine holding a small coin in your hand that looks ordinary, something you might have found in your wallet or a jar of change. Now imagine that same coin could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's exactly what has happened with some 1999 Georgia state quarters. Most people don't know it, but these small coins can be extremely valuable if they are rare era coins or in perfect condition. Some collectors have paid shocking amounts of money for these coins, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why they're so valuable, and how the story behind this coin makes it one of the most exciting collectibles in the U.S. State Quarters program. The 1999 Georgia Quarter is part of the 50 State Quarters program, which began in 1999. The U.S. Mint decided to celebrate each state with a unique quarter design, and Georgia was the fourth state released in this series. The goal was to honor history, culture, and achievements of every state, while also creating coins that collectors would treasure. The Georgia quarter was issued from the Philadelphia Mint, which is why it has a small P mint mark near George Washington's ponytail. Most coins were produced in huge numbers for circulation, but among them were a few rare errors that collectors dream about. The design of the Georgia quarter is special and meaningful. On the front, we see George Washington, as on all modern quarters. On the back, the coin features an outline of the state of Georgia, with the words, Georgia 1999, and 1776 to 1999, marking 223 years of state history. Below the state outline, a peach, which is the state fruit, is engraved, along with a small banner reading, In God We Trust. It's a beautiful design that celebrates Georgia's heritage, but even more exciting are the rare coins that contain mint errors, making them highly valuable. Most 1999 P Georgia quarters in circulation are worth just 25 cents, or maybe $1 if they are in very good condition. But some rare error coins have skyrocketed in value. These include double die errors, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchet. The rarest coins are the ones that were struck on experimental planchets, or those with very unique mistakes that slipped past the U.S. Mint's quality control. Depending on the type of error and the condition, these coins can be worth hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some examples have sold at auctions for more than $100,000, and a few special coins have reached as high as $300,000 for collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for perfect specimens. One of the most common error types that can make a 1999 P Georgia quarter extremely valuable is the double die error. This happens when the coin is struck twice by the die, but slightly misaligned. This creates a shadow-like doubling effect, especially visible on letters and numbers. For example, if the word Georgia or the date 1999 looks doubled under a magnifying glass, you could be looking at a double die quarter worth thousands of dollars. The stronger the doubling, the higher the value, and some high-grade examples have sold for $5,000 to $20,000 depending on condition. Another rare error is the off-center strike, where the coin is not properly aligned during the minting process. This leaves part of the design missing, but often the date remains visible. Extreme off-center strikes are rare and can be worth hundreds or thousands of dollars, especially if the coin is uncirculated. There are also clipped planchets, which happen when the coin blank is not cut correctly and part of the coin is missing in a curved shape. Collectors love these because they are unique, and their value can range from hundreds to thousands depending on the size of the clipped area and the coin's condition. Perhaps the most exciting errors involve coins struck on wrong planchets or experimental blanks. Some rare 1999 P Georgia quarters were accidentally struck on metal meant for other coins, like dimes or pennies. These mistakes are extremely rare and can make the coin worth tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's why collectors get so excited whenever one of these coins shows up in circulation. The thrill of finding a coin like that is one of the main reasons the 1999 P Georgia quarter is so famous in the coin collecting community. Condition also matters a lot. A normal circulated coin may only be worth 25 cents, but a coin in mint state meaning it has never been used, cleaned, or damaged can bring in thousands. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC examine coins for scratches, wear, and clarity of the design. A rare 1999 P Georgia quarter with a high grade and an error could sell for $50,000 to $150,000, or even more depending on rarity and collector demand. Some of the rarest coins have fetched prices over $300,000 because of a combination of perfect condition and extreme mint errors. The story behind the Georgia quarter adds to its value as well. Georgia was one of the original 13 colonies, and the design commemorates its history from 1776 to 1999. The quarter celebrates Jamestown-era history, the Peach State, and the long journey from the founding of the state to modern times. That connection to history, combined with minting mistakes, makes these coins more than just money. They are small pieces of history that collectors and investors treasure. So how do you check if your 1999 P Georgia quarter is valuable? First, look at the mint mark. The P for Philadelphia should be clearly visible. Then, examine the coin's surface and letters under a magnifying glass. Look for doubling on the date or letters, off-center designs, or missing parts. Check the edges for any strange shapes, clips, or abnormal thickness. Weigh the coin if possible, because wrong planchets may have different weights. If you find something unusual, don't clean it, because cleaning can reduce its value. Keep it safe and have it examined by a professional grader to confirm whether it is a true error coin. The 1999 P Georgia quarter teaches an important lesson about collecting. Most coins we spend are ordinary, but every once in a while, there's a rare coin hiding in circulation, waiting to be discovered. One lucky collector might find a coin in a pocket, jar, or drawer that turns out to be worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's the magic of coin collecting, the thrill of the hunt, the excitement of history, and the potential for a life-changing discovery. So before you spend your next quarter, take a closer look. The 1999 P Georgia State quarter may seem ordinary, but it could be your hidden treasure. Some people have found these rare coins in family collections, in jars of change, or even on the ground, not realizing their value. With the right error, condition, and rarity, a simple 25-cent coin can be worth more than a car, a down payment on a house, or enough to pay off big bills. Every collector knows that coins like the 1999 P Georgia quarter are not just money, they are history, mystery, and potential fortune all rolled into one. The next time you see a quarter, don't just pass it off as ordinary change. Examine it, handle it carefully, and imagine the stories it could tell. You could be holding a piece of history worth hundreds, thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of dollars, and that is why the 1999 P Georgia quarter continues to be one of the most exciting and sought-after coins for collectors around the world.